The Guess Who. The Guess Who. The Guess Who with Jacob Gibbs. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now let's start the show.
Nobody knew it. Alabama is in the Final Four. What better way to bring on Coleman's native, Lawson Schaffer.
Thank you for having me. Fired up.
Dude, I am too, man.
We're gonna have some fun.
We are. We got to talk about this.
Unreal.
Everywhere I walk around, everybody I talk to, they're like, Alabama ain't got a chance against UConn, dude.
And honestly, I keep telling people if any team does have a chance, it's probably Alabama. As random as this team is, you know, if you look at the shots that they take from three, they're not great shots, but it's the shots where if you're hitting, it's a very dangerous team.
10 for 15 the last one.
And just hit them when we needed them.
Oh, yeah.
Started out cold, continue to take shots, and like I said, I mean most fans of other teams are probably thinking those are horrible shots, but us Alabama fans that consistently watch are like,
that's more points.
It's shots that we take.
It's more points. See, Auburn, I think Auburn's got the problem. If they got down, did you feel like they got like an emergency mode?
And you know, Auburn, it's weird because when you get tournament time, teams change styles of play a little bit. I always feel like good guards, or I wouldn't say good guards, but guards help win tournament games. And Auburn's always dependent on Broom to kind of be the focal point of their offense.
Yeah, they have.
And so when you get into this kind of a back and forth with Yale's hitting really tough shots. I feel like they kind of went away from Broom, and I think that hurt him down the stretch.
Man, Baker Mazzara.
And that
was stupid.
So, but it wasn't a flagrant too.
You don't think it was?
No chance. No. I can't
Are you
believe
telling me right now we got screwed?
Absolutely.
See, we were on our way to the beach.
Yeah.
So me and Whitney was just, I put the phone on the dash or whatever, and I was trying to watch it, which was trying to load and everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about Birmingham, I guess, maybe in between there and Montgomery. I'm like, dude, like, this is crunch time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is a real game now. It's not like we're fixing to send in 5 starters. We're fixing to win this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real.
Exactly.
I felt that before with was it Jeremy Johnson that quarterbacked at Auburn? Supposed to be in the next Cam Newton. You remember that?
Yes, yeah, from Montgomery.
And Jacksonville State comes in there, and it gets down. It's like fourth quarter, 3 minutes. Like,
not up time.
Where's this
Please
next
show
Cam Newton?
Please show it. If you're real, please show yourself.
That's right. Are you toying with us? Because Cam, I think me and Terry, I can't remember if it's the game we ran from or not. It was like Utah State or something.
Yeah.
Was beating Auburn. I think Cam was the quarterback. I think that was the opener, or was it the next? But it was like, here we are, our backs against the wall.
Yeah.
And I think we did good that year. And it might have been the Nick Marshall year. It was something.
It's either Nick Marshall or Cam Newton, because I know that team ended up being good. And I want to say it was Utah State they played, and then they had another tough one against Mississippi State the next week, and it's kind of like the season opened up after that.
Yeah, because it was so weird, because it was like, I mean, how good are we good? Or are we just going to play to our opponents? Or,
yeah, that's right.
I think people do that.
100%.
Do you think Auburn would have been looking past Yale?
What does that mean?
Like, do you think Auburn was like, we're just going to win this one, we'll roll right into the next one?
See, I don't think so. I don't think. I know
when it gets to March Madness.
It's March Madness. I think everybody's dialed in. If you go back and look, like, Yale was hitting the craziest shots I've ever seen.
I will have to go back watching those shots.
I mean, they had some dudes hitting fadeaways that, I mean, deep closeouts.
One of those just magical.
Yeah, it's kind of like, and then you watch them the next game, and they can't even hit the broadside of a barn. And it's just like, why did they do that to us? You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what makes basketball in this time of the year so much fun. My opinion is, like, if you look at the brackets and you look at who you think is going to make it far,
yeah,
it's never who you.
No, it's not.
The best brackets are the people that don't watch basketball.
Just the pickers.
Just the, hey, I like this color over this color. This mascot's an eagle. This mascot's an elephant. I love elephants. Like
an elephant will be up an eagle.
Yeah. Those are the people that are like, hey, I'm in the 98th percentile. Like, what the hell? Like, how much basketball do you watch this year? None. Yeah.
There's still a lot of things I don't understand. There's so much with basketball, dude. Like, the field goals, for instance.
Yep.
You know, I mean, a lot of that, it's like, why is that called a field goal?
It makes no sense.
Men made that shit up.
I know.
We did. That was something we
Men's
did.
messed up a lot of things, and that's why they won.
Yeah, I saw a video the other day where a girl had a framing square. She was like, this is a damn triangle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this ain't no square. This was named by men, you know? Which I think sports were designed like that. You got all these men spotting to get to one hole.
Exactly. How confusing can we make it?
That's right. We're going to make it where the women don't like it so we can watch this shit by ourselves and we don't have to hear them asking the questions. You know? Yes.
That's about mankind right there.
And dude, I'm an Auburn fan.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. So I really wish it would be Alabama and NC State. So bad.
Really?
I do. I've got NC State. We have the Sweet 16 thing.
Oh, you got to Sweet 16
yeah, we do
bracket?
a betting, yes. Yeah, okay, so you have the Sweet 16 deal.
Mm-hmm.
I have not even seen a North Carolina State game at all until the Sweet 16. So the way we do it is you got 16 teams, and you got 16 people. We just draw a team out. Whoever's wrote down first, they got that team.
Oh, so y'all just do it by that's your team?
Yes, you just draw, but here's the catch.
Yeah.
So let's just say you have UConn and I got Alabama, and if UConn don't win by 11.5, let's say they win by 9,
Mm-hmm.
you get their team. The guy that had the other team gets that team.
That's pretty fun.
You got to win and cover the spread.
I've never heard that. That sounds so much.
Terry Walker,
What's
together.
who? If you win, is there like a
$400 because everybody's $25 a piece. Yes.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Because
got to win. You got to get your team there, and then you got to cover the
You
spread.
got to cover the spread. So like NC State versus Purdue.
Yep.
I've got 8.5 right now.
Which is pretty good for you.
I think so.
Purdue's
I'm
not
liking
complete-
Burns a lot, dude.
If they're gonna slow that game down, Burns can't play fast tempo.
Oh man, I love him. Though,
He's
dude.
impeccable.
Is that not the biggest boy in the world with the prettiest hook shot?
He's got just great touch.
I mean, dude, this.
And he's so smooth. He's like the dancing bear.
Yes, he is. And his family, man, it's just like I'm just behind him.
I know.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
NIL was made for guys like him. I saw earlier this week that he did like a player signing co thing, and he did it at Applebee's. And he shut down Applebee's, and I'm like, that's
I bet.
that's out of a book right there.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can tell he's having fun.
Oh, he's loving it.
If NC State and Alabama goes to this thing,
It'd be disgusting, but I'll be happy about it.
hey, shit, anything can happen.
It'd be one of the worst championship games combined we've ever seen, but it gives Alabama the best chance of winning, honestly. You know? Although Burns might have 40 on us, but I just don't know.
Dude, that hook shot, I don't know what it is.
I don't know
love
how he
to
gets
see
it
the hook
over
shot.
80 in the next game, but more power to him if he does.
Talking about the tall white guy.
Yeah. for
Yes. When him and Sears do, you just
Yeah.
tell me about that. You point guards. I mean, they hop the team.
Yeah.
Basically, the quarterback. I
Exactly.
guess.
Yeah.
The other night with that fadeaway shot, man, and he jumped. I can't even make a damn free throw. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm watching this guy jump there backwards and then throw it back up and make 3.
I'm telling you, he's been insane.
If he's clicking, dude, I think
This team's dangerous.
they are. They're good.
Yeah. Like I said, for what you would think are bad shots, they practice them. It's like part of the system. Shoot threes. And it all goes back to analytics. Like they don't want mid-range shots. Either laying it up, you're kind of in the paint,
Yeah.
or you're shooting a 3-ball. Because the percentages and outliers on it is that threes are going to beat mid-range twos
Right.
all day long. It's about a 5% percentage swing.
I never thought about that.
50 to 40% is 10%, but threes count as more. So it's a big analytic thing that everybody's been kind of going through.
That's neat though to think about, dude, because there is a lot of strategy. Like
Oh,
that.
it's
Do
crazy.
y'all have a foul guy? Do y'all have like a player you just send in a foul? Like if you had like say 3.8 seconds.
I
Auburn
don't-
and Alabama's playing right now, and you got 3.8 seconds, and Auburn's up by 1, and everybody else 4 fouls is your best players or whatever. Do they ever send somebody in there just be like,
Foul.
just whoever the ball's thrown into, I got this foul.
Yeah, I, as a walk-on, I've done that a couple of times. Yeah.
So we gotta get into that, dude.
Talk
How
to me.
does that? I mean, like, how does it work? So you have like your set players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they set so much aside for walk-ons? Is that how that works?
In terms
Like as far as a roster,
yeah.
like a basketball roster, there's got to be a cap on that, right?
Typically there is, and it all depends on, I guess, how they recruit that year. So for me, I was fortunate enough with a coaching change kind of happening at Alabama.
That's when Oates was.
Johnson was coming in behind Grant.
Okay.
So I played under Johnson, and I mean, honestly, I had a preferred walk-on spot at Auburn, and then Grant had offered me a preferred walk-on spot that translated over with Johnson, but they kind of look at it as a preferred walk-on spot, so they kind of hold you a position. You're not on scholarship, but that is your position if you choose to take it.
So they came and watched you play,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "This dude's got potential." Like, I mean, he may not be a starter.
That's right. They pretty much say you're good, but not good enough. And you're going to have to prove yourself.
But damn, if you're on the team, man. I mean, too, like, you gained.
You just never know.
No, you don't. That's neat. From Coleman, Alabama, how many people?
Yeah. It was fun. I'm glad I did it. It was.
Oh, heck yeah.
I think I was a little delusional in my thinking on how easy I thought it was going to be. Because when I got there, I got hit right in the chin. And I called my dad 2 weeks in. I'm like, hey, I'm going to take that scholarship at Wallace. I know you're going to be angry with me. I'll work and do some other things around the house, but I'm coming on. And he's like, no, you're not.
Dude, though, he was the one pushing you.
Oh,
you gotta have somebody that's
You gotta have
invested in
someone,
you.
yeah.
If I get you not coming home, if I had to drag your ass on that court, you stay.
And that's what my parents said.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're.
That's a big deal. I mean, Alabama and Auburn are big. You know what I mean?
It was cool, and that's what you dream about as a kid. And I guess sometimes we think, our dreams are supposed to be something that they're not. Like, you just dream of the good parts, right?
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of details that go into that dream that come along with it that I just never considered, and I feel like I was a little derailed, but it was my own wrong thinking of what it should be. And so when I finally got, just like anything else in life, you get used to certain things.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so much fun. And I'm like, to this day, I think my parents, like, thank God that y'all didn't let me be a baby. My whole life, they probably.
You would have been the guy sitting around right now going,
I could have been there.
I would have gotten to tell you what March Madness was like, in 2018. But I mean, dude, you're on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, think about all the people that plays, all these daggum schools and shit. I mean, just around here.
And there's great basketball.
30 miles. Yes, there is. When I was in school at Holly Pond, we had a really good basketball team. They moved everybody out of high school.
Holly Pond's always
This was
been great.
always like a dogfight around here. I mean, you think about all the good players, dude. And I mean, you actually got to go to Alabama and play. I mean, that's heck yeah. I would freaking bring out water, dude.
Trust me, out there with bells and whistles trying to bring out water.
Oh, you were there to experience it, I mean, like that's awesome, man.
It was cool.
Yeah, it is, dude. So in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
y'all went to March Madness.
That's right.
And y'all played.
We played Virginia Tech and Villanova, which we felt like we were playing our better basketball at the time. Virginia Tech was really good. They were a kind of a late bid, I guess, to get in. They were a 9th seed, but they had a lot of talent. We ended up beating them. Very fortunate. John Petty and Colin had a great game. And then we had to play Villanova, who was, beating teams by 20 and 30 points. They were the number 1 team, kind of the outline the whole season. Kind of like UConn is now, right? Where you're kind of carrying the torch.
Villanova was nowhere this year.
Nowhere. This, I try to tell people, like, this UConn team's great, but you would play Villanova, they had 5 guys get drafted. And I know you're a lot of people are like, well, Kentucky does that. But I'm like, these were 5 veteran dudes. These weren't like one and done dudes. They were like guys that were sophomore and juniors. And
played on through and stuff.
They had great chemistry and skill set. And I'll never forget, we're going in halftime. It's 36-30, and this white dude for Villanova just went nuclear. And I'm like telling our guys, like, hey, they can't sustain this. Like, they're relying on one guy. We got him right where we want him. They come out going like a 14-0 run, and I'm like,
It's like, all right, sorry guys, that's Jesus shit.
Keep your heads up, and there's like 16 minutes left. Damn.
That sounds like some confidence runs I've had before, man. It's like we could do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
we cannot.
Jeez, the hell it looks like. So, when I played basketball, this is some good shit right here, dude. Like me and Chad Allright wore the same jersey.
Chad Allright.
You know
yeah,
Chad
yeah.
Allright, okay? Because me and him was the same grade and stuff. And at halftime, if he was in like foul trouble or whatever, me and him changed jerseys. You know, I was a lot taller back then, so I looked.
You're not talking about
Chad Allright was like 6'1" and ninth grade.
You're not talking about Heath, right?
No, I'm talking about his older brother that's just a quarter inch shorter than him.
That's so good.
I thought about that today because I was thinking, man, you know, I have good stories about stuff. You see, I was blind in my left eye all through school.
Really?
Yes. So baseball, once the baseballs got coming fast, it was over.
That depth
Being a
perception.
right-hand guy, yeah. It was so fun because I could dribble, and I even did the old, you know.
Yeah, the right look, yeah.
Yeah, I had the right look. I just wasn't good at it, you know.
Well, not having vision in one eye is going to cause a huge depth
It was weird.
Right?
Yeah, well, like basically I saw colors. I didn't see objects.
Gotcha.
Like mine, I wouldn't like if this table, I'd just be like, if you blindfold me, brought me in here. It's not like, you know, people do that. They'll be like, you know, trying to think about it like that.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's worse.
Really?
Yeah, you got to hold a magnifying lens out about 4 inches from your eye and close the one eye. You're not looking through the magnifying lens. That's what it looks like. Like that piece of furniture over there is yellow. Like I'm talking about.
Like a blob.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like almost like a light kind of that's like from a...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could go buy a string of Christmas lights and I could close my good eye and I had that blind eye and I could go red bulb, blue bulb, green bulb, yellow bulb, white bulb, green bulb. They were this big.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why people wear sunglasses, I think, just to... But I was used to it. I was so young when I got injured, so it didn't even really...
What'd you do to your eyes? So you
chasing a girl, man. 6 years old, dude.
every time.
She went up the right way to go down the slide. And I was going to like beat her to the top by going up the slide. She came down, stuck her feet up. That was it. Oh shit! Yeah, I give up chasing her. That was when I was like, I'll just stay single if it's like this, you know. I've heard horror stories, but
that's the worst I've heard. I mean, 6 years old and you're already...
Dude, I know, and I just remember going back to my parents was like, my eyes messed up. Yeah, it looks like it's sitting back a little bit.
Just red and bruised up a little
Who
bit.
did that? And I'm like, that 23-pound girl just kicked your eye out, you know?
That's crazy that it happened that easily, though.
Yeah, it don't take much, dude. If I see a kid, I don't give a crap whose kid it is. Big Donald Trump's kid climbing on the slide, I'm like, better get your ass off that. My kids talking about, they're like, my dad's gonna get on y'all. He sees y'all walking.
Do not.
But think about all the other things.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably a one in
billion.
They ain't no telling.
Yeah. The sticks thing where you throw sticks and stuff. I mean,
Oh man, I remember running with sticks. Once I got that eye injury and I got up to age, and I'm like, I've only got one left. Like, this is it.
I got to play it safe.
People would do like dumb shit, like throw a firework or something. I'd be like, I ain't got one.
Seriously?
I think that's how I kind of got to where I could, scrap pretty good because
I'm not
I'm
playing
like,
about
you
this
just tried to
eye.
know.
I'm not playing about this eye.
My brother and we get some kind of little scuff on it. My eye. They're like, you're good when you're bad. You know what I'm saying? Dude,
It was your crutch, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's how I got it.
Every kid's got their crutch growing up.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of shit, from golly, dude.
So do you have surgery on it now or what?
Oh man, I had you'll see it glimmer in the light sometime. If the lights are dim, it's kind of weird, man. I'll be like walking around and people just be like looking, like all steak.
Yeah, it's
you know how that bar room is?
It's dark and
and I'm sitting in there or whatever, and you'll see somebody and they'll kind of whisper something, And it's like, they do their old neck pop thing. They're trying to get a glimpse of it. But it's like you gotta be like that right. But it almost looks like a little diamond in there almost.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So what do you have? What is?
I have a secondary implant, which means they
Gotcha.
they basically like rebuilt the inside of my eye, and the
crazy.
lens in the back is fake. The one in the front was real,
Mm-hmm.
and then we tried to correct it with a lens. But the only thing I really get out of it, which I'm so used to it now, which I got LASIK in my right eye, so my right eye I can see
It's
a
good.
flea.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you.
It's a crazy surgery.
Did you have it?
No, but my wife wants it. Everybody that's ever told us about it's like swears by it.
Hey, if she's gonna listen to this podcast, you get it, girl.
Yeah,
I ain't
trust
lying
me.
to you, dude.
It-
Yeah, go to Dr. Holcomb out in Coleman. I'm telling you, man, it was
Everybody swears by it.
life changing.
Yeah.
I was constantly getting like dry. This, if you have like a blind eye,
Mm-hmm.
even if you have a really good eye, it brings it down because it's having to do all the everything, far vision, near vision. It's having to.
and you don't even realize how much work it's doing.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
And even with glasses, and I get a bad glare. That's the only thing I really get out of this thing's a bad glare. And if I'm out in the sun, well, that thing just closes. Because that sunlight coming in, it's reflected. It's basically like you're holding a magnifying glass.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so it closes and it just run with water. I mean, just water like crazy. So you won't catch me at the beach without sunglasses.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I'm telling you, when I got that LASIK done, dude, I can see better than I ever have in my entire life. But you gotta think I've been one-eyed.
I was about to say.
Mhm.
So when you got the surgery done on your left eye, though, how was your vision prior to the
I
LASIK?
think I'm like, 20/60.
Okay.
Like I've been telling you, weird stuff.
So now are you almost perfect with both, with the LASIK surgery and everything?
No, that couldn't do anything. This, the one that I got injured in, it's basically like a mechanical eye. Damn. Like that's it, man.
But it looks great. I've never even known that. It's a great looking eye.
Thanks, man. I thought about wearing my patch, and I didn't know what you'd think about it.
Didn't freak me out. We came up here and you were in a patch.
And I had a patch on.
Damn,
I had to wear a patch though. Seems like it's most of the summer one year.
you were just
But it wasn't a
patching
cool one. It wasn't a
No,
pirate
no
patch.
chance. It was
No, it's one of the ones you tape. You gotta tape the damn thing on. It's
probably like a woman's pad to cover the eye. Yeah.
it was a Tampax with some holes in it. It was like a metal shield. No lie.
God.
And you had to take that little cheap little tape, and, you know, whenever you tape that thing up, dude.
That is so good.
Yeah. So I blame that on me being shitty at sports.
Yeah. I mean, you have a great
If I'd had a good eye, dude,
you'd have been unreal.
you ain't lying. I mean, I had the dribbling between legs.
You know, I'm kind of upset I'm knowing all this, knowing that you and Terry beat our ass in golf.
Did we?
Yeah. Remember Guest?
Mm.
You remember? Oh, God.
I wasn't drinking last year.
No, you and Terry beat me and my buddy. We're the
Hey,
last
Did
round.
you
of
play
that-
Walter?
No. I played with Kramer Bennett.
Kramer Bennett, yeah.
Y'all beat us in the last, we're the last group.
I love them, man.
And just like a redhead.
We did. I told him, I said, listen, this Alabama basketball player, whatever, he might be good at round ball, but I'm good at freaking golf. Dude, I'm about to.
It was
It was all Terry. It had to be all Terry because I played shitty.
You remember Terry made that putt on the hardest sloping green. It's 6 after the par 3 going over the water, and he hits some putt, or maybe it's a chip, and just drops it in, and we're just like,
Short game, man. If
Dude,
he was playing, I mean,
he's
if me and him made it to shootout,
so
and it got the
consistent.
chip off.
Hits you all day long.
Oh my god, dude, he's deadly short game because he you've seen him take that practice swing.
I know. And he's using all woods pretty much. Like it's got like a 7 wood and 9 wood, pitching wood.
Yeah, I mean it was like, you know, he gets up there on the, you know, Bass Hollingsworth.
Yeah.
Like, Gary Hollingsworth was quarterback at Alabama when about 1989.
Yeah.
maybe, something
Starter.
Like that. Yeah, he was.
Hell of a player.
We were to call his ass and ask him about the game.
He's a baller.
He is. I love him. And his brother Bass,
Yeah.
I know you know him.
Yep.
Oh, Terry, he was taking a practice swing, and I think it was him and Bass on teams playing Wolf or something. He said, "Now hold on just a second, Terry." He said, "Please, for the love of God, tell me you ain't gonna hit that ball." And Bass don't give a shit. He's just being funny, you know. Of course, Terry pops that thing, drains it.
He's unreal. He's Mr. Consistent.
He don't line no ball up. He don't. He just kind of knows shit. He walks up there, licks him lips,
Yep.
looks over about.
Same swing every time. It's like playing with a Wii golfer.
It really
Like
is.
someone that plays Wii or something. It's like, how did that do that?
And I'm over here, and I'm like trying. You know, I've even took like a secret pass around the hole. You don't tell. Putting's my shittiest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of my game's bad. Dumb shit. Putting's the
I
crap
think it
worst.
was you actually that drained the putt. On
And if it was, my gosh, I pulled it out of my rear, dude. Cause
I can't remember. One of y'all.
I've got just as much of a chance of making a 40-footer as I do a 4-incher.
I agree with that. I'm on the same page as you on that.
And you can, in like a par 5, you know, I'll scab one up there and it'd be for eagle. 25 foot from it or whatever. Well, I'll take that putt and I'll turn it into a chip to come back to the green.
I know exactly.
And if somebody tells me, they're like, dude, this is going to go fast, then I'll leave it 18 foot short.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
It's a,
nub it pretty much.
they say it's a mental game, dude.
Would you all the sports you play now? You only having one good eye might change this, but would you say golf's the hardest sport in your opinion? To be
Oh, for sure.
not to play, obviously make can play, but like to be good to where you're shooting under, let's say 90 consistently.
I would say I would have a better shot of making a half court shot than
You know what I mean?
hole
Like
in one.
you
Yeah,
could go
for
play
sure.
pickup basketball and be somewhat decent on a team, right? Like you
Right,
could like
yeah.
rebound, you could play defense.
Oh, no, I'm a defensive guy. For
You
sure.
know, there's so many other like sports. It's like most sports are very team involved, right? So like there's other way you can be good. Golf's the only one where it's just you out there by yourself, and if you
See.
start duffing it, oh my god, it gets out of control.
And the
So
mental game of it, dude, is like,
will rattle the cage like nothing you've ever experienced.
oh, no. And sometimes I'm playing so bad, and I'll get to playing worse because I'm thinking, keep your head down, put
Yeah.
your body weight towards your front
Yeah,
leg,
start
lean back.
Start thinking
you know.
every TikTok video you make recently.
It's like Tiger Woods, that lying bastard. He told me my God. And then there's that one guy, when he gets up BJ Singh, I think he crosses his hands or
Oh
something.
yeah, you just start crossing.
Yeah, he crosses across his hands.
Change your grip. Next thing you know,
I threw my putter in the garbage. Dude. And the golfing, thing about golfing is, there's not very many sports besides people like you that got to play college level to where if I was to go back, like in time, to about 8th grade,
Yeah.
I would have really focused on golf.
100%.
Mhm.
I think most people, 100%.
Because, you know, what's the chances, you know, we've had Brits, we've had, you know, Gary Hansworth, you know, some of those people that's really
Crazy good athletes with
yeah,
their bodies.
you know what I mean?
But like they fit almost every statistical category for what you needed to play at the next level and
Right.
be very,
You know,
very
and-
successful.
That's very few compared to like if you would have just spent all your time trying golf.
You should be able to get there. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like I really wish I'd have focused on that
Yeah.
because nowadays, me and you could go in there, me and you could go outside and shoot back, play horse or something, you know. It's just me and you, you
That's
know.
it. That's it.
But like, what do they still have 3-on-3 tournaments and all that stuff?
They do men's league. I feel like men's leagues are more popular than anything.
Dude, I'm so glad you brought that up.
And it's men's leagues are. We played
Hey, bro.
some.
Do you play some still?
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, I'd hate to know if I had to run the full court right now.
Trust me, it's disgusting.
What do y'all play at?
Branch Whitlock has a gym up there, kind of by Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
In Hansville, going towards Hansville.
I like the Whitlocks,
Yeah, and it's a lot of dudes. I'm gonna include myself in that. I think they still got it, and physically can't even sniff it. I mean, it's those poor refs take a beating about it because everybody's pride gets hurt, and it's just.
So y'all have refs and stuff? Like, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
real... Is it like a league?
It's a league. And
That means on your team?
I think we had to combine with another team because we were so bad at. I mean, we had to join forces.
Mm-hmm.
But we're actually with the Holly Pond guys. You know, like Coach Adams,
Yeah,
And,
Scott Adams.
Scott Adams,
Yeah.
and then you remember Coach Morris?
I didn't really know him.
Okay.
Gunner?
Gunner's
No.
his son,
Okay.
his oldest son. But Griffin's the one that's on our team. But it's It's pretty much all of us Coleman dudes and Holly Pond kids, and it's so much fun though playing with them.
Dude, I can imagine like what kind of shape I would be out of.
Oh, it's bad. I trust my wife.
Y'all play full court or half court?
Full court, and it's a full game.
Dang.
I get home, my wife hates me. She's like, "Hey, you've already been gone for 2 hours. You got to do something." I'm like, "Babe, I can't move." I'm sorry. I'm like, okay. I'm lucky to be breathing. Trust me.
Look, I stopped by CVS and bought one of them inhalers.
I'm probably going to get a script on Monday just to get through the day.
We played tennis at the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And barely any effort. We were just out there just hitting all night for it. I woke up the next morning, dude, and my right shin muscle
Just tore up, wasn't it?
Oh, that hurts too, man. Like, it's every step, dude. Like, just...
It's crazy how quick it just goes out the back door on
Shin
you.
splints, man.
Shin splints.
I don't know. I got something. I got about 5 years before I have a handicap. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not damn near near it, you know?
I'm in the same boat at this point.
You said that about the dudes. I got one for you. All right.
Okay.
How come if I was the NBA coach right now, and I'm looking at everything that's going on in college, you know, and you're going to have your guys, you know, it's going to go this. Why wouldn't an NBA team draft, you know who I'm going to say? Caitlin Clark.
Oh, man.
Even for, let's just say, man, okay, 2 seconds left.
I did not think you were going to say Caitlin Clark. I thought you were going to say so many other people better. But let me...
Okay.
I'll
Iowa?
preface.
Yes.
I think...
Why don't
one of the
NBA teams...
funnest basketball players, men or women, I've ever seen. I'm in a group text with some guys. I text some... Monday night was the night they played LSU, right?
Who, Alabama?
No.
The girls.
Yeah, Iowa.
Yeah.
I texted him, I said, if you're near TV, please turn to this game. Caitlin Clark might be the most exciting player I've ever seen.
Dude, she's good.
She's unreal. But...
That's a hard one. I know I just hit you with a hard one, but it's hard to explain it.
The playing field of men and women is just so different. And definitely from I try to explain to people so a lot of people think Mark Sears is going to as good as he's doing. I'm like, he's got an uphill battle to even make it. And that's a guy that's scoring 20 points per game and
if he gets on, man, I think
he's great, right?
Yeah, he could throw on 20 sleds.
But he's not on a single draft board.
That's crazy. What about if they win? You think he'll win? You don't?
It's that hard to make.
So let's say him and Janai Broom.
Yeah, had a baby.
My God, that sucker can play some basketball. But let's just say them two.
Yeah.
Janai Broom goes way before Sears, you know?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Height? Does height tell anything to
It was not exactly height. I would just say the ceiling on each one of them is what they're going to look at. And Broom is able to play probably 4 through 5 position. He's a little more skill set. And
is he going to have to be a forward? Surely he is.
Yeah. I think it's
so you can move him around.
So Broom can kind of play that stretch forward position if he continues to shoot the ball well, like he did all year. That's what they want to see. They don't want you to just be under the rim anymore. You got to have some kind of 3-point shooting ability. And I feel
he is. He's
showcased that
a lot,
this year, right? So I think.
But he don't. I don't feel like he tries them until he's got that feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's still a little timid. But see, you got to think. They think that they can work on that in the NBA, right? We're going to coach you to where you're shooting threes and it's the right threes, and your percentage can go up. So they see that ceiling. Like Sears, and I think. Sears is obviously an Alabama legend forever. And he'll make a lot of money playing basketball. I just don't know if it's in the NBA. And that's why, Caitlin Clark, in the reality of it, it'd be foolish for me to say that she could play in the NBA.
Right. And there's nothing, because everybody I've asked said the same thing.
Yeah.
But really, another one of those scenarios, we got 0.8 seconds left. And we're down by freaking 2.
You think coming off the screen?
Just bring her in, and if you just even have to just hand her the ball off the side, I bet she makes those free throws.
She definitely.
Women do. They make those free throws.
They do. They're more skilled. Women's golf, same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, women are way more skilled. Like in their shots look way better. If you ever look at a women's golf swing, it's always way better typically than men consistently up and down.
Hey, I've seen some high school kids on like some videos lately, and I'm like, my God, if I had that swing.
Women are way more skilled and like I guess form would be the better word for it.
Yeah.
I feel like than men. Like I don't know why that is.
So if she's on the free throw line, would you trust her more or LeBron James?
I would trust her more than any other human on this planet.
So why wouldn't you recruit her?
It's just the defense and other aspects of it.
I'm talking about you just got her on the bench just
for free throws.
Just if we gotta have
Maybe a game winner 3, maybe, but I mean like I said.
So what happens to her now? What happens? Okay, after college, what does she do? WNBA.
And I didn't realize how little they got paid in the WNBA. If you had to take a guess, so all of her potential, how great she is.
Oh,
she's projected number 1. How much do you think she gets paid a year?
Golly, I'm gonna really guess it like.
And the market's grown substantially, right?
I say $1 million. No, 800,000.
I'm about to blow your mind.
If you tell me 65, dude.
71 to 76,000.
That's all they get.
That's what her salary is projected. Now that's not like endorsements, brand deals.
Well, yeah, if she signs with Nike or somebody, then
I'm not saying she'll just make 76, but the WNBA salary for a rookie
is actually 76.
Yeah.
You don't ever see? Do you ever see that on ESPN or anything? Why don't they do you? You always see college.
You got to think
NBA,
that the market's just like, and that's one thing that you see more of is I see more college women's basketball than I do WNBA. Maybe it's because I care a little more too. Like I said, I love watching Caitlin Clark play basketball.
Yeah. See, I'm kind of a college. Once college is done, even in football.
Yeah. I'm not. I guess coming from Alabama, don't have an NFL team.
I don't either.
LeBron now in his older stages of life, I really don't watch NBA. I feel like I used to watch NBA all the time, and now I'm just kind of like.
It was bad.
I
It
don't
would have
know
been
why.
a little bit before your time.
But why did that market change the way it did?
You went.
I guess
from
the
having-
brand. Like I feel like it shifted drastically once Kobe kind of in his later day. Well, you had Steph Curry, which made it fun, but even now, like I can't remember last time I sat down and watched a full NBA game.
They do it. I saw a guy the other day. I was going to try to watch some damn NBA, and they throw it in. I can't remember. I think it was a white dude actually.
Yeah.
Took 14 steps from half court, never dribbled, and did a layup. You know what I'm saying? How many walks do you think is in a game, an NBA game?
Over under 10, I'm gonna take the over.
Okay, and they don't. Okay, let's just say you just walk from half court, you score, and I'm on the other team. They're not even like.
They don't check up. Like they don't even notice it.
Because they already know he can dribble.
Yeah.
That's wild to me, man. Because it's like you've still done it.
The NBA product's hard to watch. And I seriously, I don't know what shifted that.
I don't either, dude, because, well, I'll tell you a lot that shifted it. Like, some of these basketball players nowadays in the NBA, if I was out on the court and I thumped one of them, they'd fall down.
Yeah, that's what.
And so you had Michael Jordan, you had Dennis Rodman, you had these people, you know, Kobe and Michael Jordan that one time, you know, they bumped into each other,
Yeah.
he knocked Kobe down, and Michael Jordan acted like he was going to punch him. You know what I mean? It was like, they were tough back then. It wasn't. Some of these basketball players, I'm like, you really need to get into acting, dude.
Honestly.
Yeah, but even though you're terrible at it, I bet they could teach you to, like, act, you know?
Well, like, the NBA shouldn't be what it. The guys now are so skilled and stuff, and they do. The footwork is just next level. And you think the product would be better, but it's almost like a competitive nature that's missing.
I think so, too. You know, let's see, back.
And that's where I think that.
It was like Bulls, Knicks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, even before that.
Celtics.
Think about the early 2000s. You had Lakers, Pistons, Ben Wallace, Rasheed, Chauncey Billups, with Kobe and all them, with Shaquille. Like, there's so many guys. And I don't think that those guys were better players than now. I just think there's like a competitive. It's the same reason why.
There's something different about it.
It's
really
the same
is.
reason why there's so many people that watch Iowa LSU, which I think the total views of their game was 12.4 million, which is like the most watched sports game. They beat all the NBA Finals ratings from last year. Right? It was the most watched game out of any NBA game. And it's because that competitive nature of like what was going on between Caitlin Clark and like LSU defending champs, and they love talking, right?
Oh yeah.
So you had like this. It's not good versus evil, but you have a really good player versus like, is she good enough to beat these players on this end? They're talking all this. It's just like back in the 90s when you had the Bulls. You had Jordan, which you had some good guys around him.
Dude,
but you had the bad boy Pistons, and that were like talking and.
Oh yeah, they were. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's that competitive nature that makes for great entertainment.
Where you really wanted to see Michael Jordan's go back against Kobe.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, I love them both. Like,
100%.
Who's gonna win this battle?
And so we just don't get that much anymore.
I hate NBA, dude.
And like, somebody made a good point too. Like, is the not WNBA, but because of Caitlin Clark and what LSU's brought to the table. I think those are really the two main ones. Like, is there more stardom, quote unquote stardom, than in the men's college basketball game? And there's something to be
What she's
argued
doing
there.
is impressive.
It is. There's something to be argued there.
It's almost like that. I mean, I think if I was an NBA coach, man, I think I'd be her all, dude. I'm not kidding you. I'd be like, if nothing else.
Do you know what the big three is?
No. Let me throw this out there. I'm gonna write that down. Big three. That way you don't forget. But all right, so I started watching basketball about 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I'm still not familiar with all the. There's still some stuff that comes up. I'm like, what are they doing? They might be checking the clock time.
Yeah.
Or what? I'm that basketball
I get what you're saying,
fan. Does that make sense? Like, I don't. You could probably write down a bunch of rules, and I'd be like, dude, I don't even.
When did that
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, college basketball to me has been about the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So I'm still green to this, I guess. Auburn made Final Four, about 6 years ago?
2019, yeah.
Okay, so that's when I started watching. Was when they were doing good. I did not have a clue.
Yeah.
And I don't know rules, basketball rules, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. It kind of got interested in me because, like, Bruce Pearl, it's like we got the Nick Saban in basketball right now.
That's right.
And I used to tell everybody, no lie, this is what I said before 5 years ago, and I won the bracket thing. Like you say, somebody don't know what the hell they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had Baylor and Gonzaga play for it, and I had Baylor winning. That would have been 3 years ago, I guess it was. Year before last, I think, is when Baylor and Gonzaga played.
And Baylor won, right?
Yeah, big. And I had Baylor on the paper thing, too.
That is crazy.
And from then, I was hooked.
Yeah.
I like the Auburn deal, but we weren't as good the next year, and then we come back with some pretty decent or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah, and it was
Jabari
like,
and them, right?
huh?
Jabari and them come on the
yes,
stage.
and it's like, oh my God, this is
so
fun.
much
I
fun
know
to
these
watch.
guys now.
Yeah.
And there's only 5 of them. I ain't got to keep with 11.
And when you're good, it's so much fun to watch, right?
Oh, it is, dude. And
There's not sometimes there's not because it's a quick game too. I don't know. And it's got a good flow. And your team's hitting shots, and you're just.
You could be down by 20.
And next thing you know,
you're up by 2.
You're rocking and rolling. You're like.
Now my wife sucks to watch the game with.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's like, okay, the ball hits the rim, it comes out, she goes, oh, get, oh.
Just talking through
Just
it.
started laughing. So I'm like, be quiet. We're down by 8, baby.
Yeah. Hey, I know what's going on. I don't need a play-by-play, guys.
All right, big 3. I gotta hear this.
Okay, so big 3 is Ice Cube. Do you know Ice Cube?
The rapper?
Yeah.
He has gave her money to play.
Yeah.
Is that what I've heard? Okay, go. I want to hear this though. I want to hear this
So
now.
they had this thing called Big 3, and it's pretty much for like retired or guys that just exited the NBA, and it gives them another opportunity to make some good money. And the Big 3 makes money by going to different places, and you play 3-on-3 style basketball. Rules, and there's a lot of
women
travel.
and men.
Just men.
Oh, just men. Okay.
Just men. Because of the product that I guess Caitlin Clark can bring and the revenue behind it,
Yeah.
he offered her $5 million. And in the contract, she can still play in the WNBA, do her own thing. He just wants her showing up for games. Because it's kind of similar to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And what it does
Is the Big 3, do you have people that sits on the bench? I mean, do you have...
You have 4 people.
Yeah, 4. So he's going to have hers 1.
Yeah, but he wants her like playing.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what.
So there's been conversations where you're just
now
asking.
I said, like, if she's freaking beating some of these people, dude,
It's gonna. You know what it's gonna do though. That conversation is gonna start being had of.
I would much rather. Okay, and people can say whatever they want, but I would love to see a Caitlin Clark go in the NBA than I had for some woman that's gonna claim she's a man trying to get in there.
Yeah.
Like
Vice versa.
I would love that. You know what I'm saying? Like just yes.
True to the roots and do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can make it, you can make it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think in NBA, that is the best basketball players in the world.
That's right. And
I would
those
consider
guys,
her one.
Oh, and those guys that as they exit, like you got to think. You remember? You probably don't, but like a guy named Joe Johnson that played for the Hawks, that was really good.
Atlanta
Hawks.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing the big three. Like there's some good dudes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and now they're on the latter part of their career. They're still great basketball players.
Oh man, you don't lose it.
You not like those guys don't lose it. It's God gifted. They're 6'7". It's
6'7".
yeah.
Okay. You got Dagan Walker Kessler.
Mm-hmm.
Was he 7'1"? 7 foot?
He's a 7-footer, right?
Jamari, he was what 16,
Yeah.
something like that. Okay, so that would be like me playing basketball.
On your kid's goal.
Yeah, with a goal like that would hang on your door.
Think about their reach and everything. That's right. It's crazy.
Can they jump? I mean, like, what's the highest? Have you ever seen anybody jump and grab almost the top of the backboard or anything? I mean, you got to think for a guy that height.
Yeah.
Say somebody your size, you could probably dunk the hell out of it, couldn't you?
Oh
Did you
no.
You never dunk?
Oh, I got a good story now.
Dude, I'm loving this because when I got to where I could touch the net, dude, I felt so freaking awesome.
All day long. You know, you do the layup lines, you slap the backboard as hard as you can.
Look, dude,
Just
I think I still got this finger still swollen.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
that was the only finger that touched the backboard.
and that's
And
leaping.
boy, you want to make
You're
your
leaping. We had this. It was the only time we ever had it was a pro day in Tuscaloosa for basketball. It was 2018 because we had Colin Sexton, who's like projected top 10, top 15 pick.
I wonder if I think they might have interviewed him the other day on something.
They probably he's killing it in the NBA right now. He's probably
Yeah, I'm
Jazz.
thinking that they did actually.
So we do this pro day, and us freaking walk-ons have to participate in it. And I'm like, why am I getting embarrassed myself? So we have like all these scouts there, and they're watching us do like shuttle runs and up and down the court, timing it. Well, one was a vertical leap. You know the sticks as they go.
Oh
up,
yeah, you have to
jump up.
slap them. Yeah.
I got like the second or third one, which is like you're talking nothing. I mean, it's borderline. You might as well not jump. And the awkward silence after I did it, and the guys were like, "Damn!" I was like, "Damn's right. Why am I doing this?" And like everybody else is like,
Dude, I've seen a karate guy like kick like the 8th one.
"Well, Dante Hall just like really had to like fix it back." And I'm like, "This is why am I here?"
What? What's it like? Okay, dribbling that ball down. I go and let's just say a 6'10" guy comes up. He's guarding you.
You can't see the goal.
Oh, I can
You
imagine.
can't see anything.
I remember playing against some people who's 5'11". I couldn't see the goal.
You can. Definitely when they got their hand up and stuff. What's crazy
They're
is
aggressive too.
and they're
You know,
athletic. Like Dante Hall had like a very high vertical, great jumper. So we used to do a mile test, and he ran like a 5-minute, 5:20 mile, like which is moving.
That's rolling.
That's rolling, right?
Yeah.
And he's 6'10", 6'11", and you're just like you're kind of mind blown that God gave some of the gifts that he did, and
But dude, you gotta think about it. He's taking a lot less steps than us short.
yeah,
people
that's true
have.
too. But it blew my mind, like how athletic he was. And so you got these guys coming out on you, and you're like, well, he's bigger. I should be able to give him. No, no, you're not going anywhere. It was the most humbling experience I've ever had. And
This is no shit. They talking about that. I was lining up one time in high school against this chubby dude.
Yeah.
And I was wide receiver. I kept lining up against him. And of course, we was just a running team or whatever. And this is bullshit, high school. Yeah, I ain't got any kind of fantasy. I ain't got no kind of great story. I wasn't good at sports, you know, whatever. And the coach called on me. He said, look, you can smoke that big dude down on me.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah, he said, we're gonna do like a little 5 in. You get the ball, you'll score. You'll have like a 98-yard touchdown, you know. And I was like, all right, yeah. Boy, I got pumped up. You know, I'm about to run through this dude. You know, they threw that ball to me, dude. And by the time I caught it, that's all I remember besides the crowd roaring. I didn't know if I'd scored or not. He hit me so hard.
He checked you.
He not only blisters me, but I fumble it. He picks the ball up. I'm like, I sit up like,
what the hell?
what? And I got over to the sideline, and the coach said, man, he's quicker than what I thought.
He's quicker than he looks.
He threw me down like a rag doll, dude. Needless to say, we didn't go back to me again that game.
Yeah, that's...
I know the drawing board.
Didn't have a mismatch, huh?
No, it was like, that big chubby dude can run, my God. I'm waiting on Terry Walker to text me and be like, hey, man, can I come in?
I wish he would.
Dude, Alan was even talking about it too. He's like, man, God, that's going to be fun right there, dude.
They're great.
Yeah,
Great to
they
deal
are.
with, great to be around.
They are. They're good folks, dude. Do y'all ever, okay, you know, you see a lot of times too, like I got they on that sideline, they got that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really like a new play?
No, it's stuff. Normally you've walked through it right prior to shoot around the day before and that morning. Very rarely are they going to draw up something that's like a...
Some kind of correct something
Yeah,
crazy.
you're like, holy shit, where did that come from? Man?
So when you're passing here, hand it off to so-and-so, you block them, and then, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, man.
And most of the time, and this is no offense to coaches, but most of the time, someone's already messed up the play after like the first pass. Like most of those plays don't make it to the end.
To even be able to
It's all about the
play
dudes.
out.
You just hope you got good dudes. better than the defense.
You see though, like, okay, so you're really good at, where would, okay, if you was going to shoot a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
If you was just going to be wide open, okay, you just walk up there, where you at? Where you at around
I'd
the
want
court?
top of the key.
Okay, tell me what that means.
So I'd want to be at the very middle where the rim
Yeah.
is. Because I feel like if I...
Oh, you would want to shoot straight at it.
Straight at it.
Okay. Because I see a lot of people, it seems like, if they're right-handed, they go down, they kind of go to the left side where they're,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they almost kind of set them up to where it kind of makes that curve.
It's weird, and everybody's different. Like, I don't like going to the right. I'd rather dribble off my left and shoot going to the left.
You're
So-
right-handed, right?
Yeah, so like if I came off, I'd rather screen on my left hand to come off if I was going to shoot. Because I feel like I transition better. Like off my right, I feel a little off balance.
Yeah, I think so. You know, because you go left and if you're coming back. It'd be almost like pitching a football almost, I get it, yeah.
But some people are different. Some people like going to the right. Like it's all about
I
the
see
person.
some people on the side, man. You're like, they're trying to get him up and on the side. I mean, like the very almost in line with the back.
And people love corner threes. And I don't know why. I'm not a big corner three guy.
I was never a 3-pointer at all, dude.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
We washed my jersey twice that year, dude. No, I think, yeah, that my jersey was like tip-top shape, dude.
it's fun.
Sometimes I just wear like my work or my, you know, warm-up thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear my jersey. I knew they weren't gonna call me. I was the closer.
I understand.
If we were getting beat really bad,
I've been the closer and I've been the finisher.
but he was like, "You're the closer in basketball." Yep. But I mean,
I try to tell people that because like, parents will ask me like, "Hey, we talked to so and so or try to help with this."
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk to them like, you should understand like, now I went from being the guy to the lowest man on the totem pole.
yeah,
And if you think it's any different from where you're at, where your feet are planted, you're mistaken. It's lows, no matter where you're at, whether it's got a scripted A across your chest or you're playing at any other high school, like, it's still the same low.
yeah. Because you said the same guys. And,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mindset. I mean, just because I'm poor in Washington and I'm poor in Alabama doesn't make it better either way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
poor. It's insane. I mean,
Where's the toughest place to play? If you're Alabama, where's
it's
the
easy. And I don't even want to say it.
where's the toughest place you?
I don't
stepped
even want to
foot?
give the satisfaction, but
War Eagle.
it was nuts.
So that rival, sometimes I feel like it's
When they got that new arena. Now, the first 2 years I was in school, Auburn wasn't quite.
that team, yeah.
So their 2018 year, they're playing really, really well. That's year we also had Colin. This team we made it to the tournament, so we're very well. We're very good as well.
That was both teams were
very good.
Yes.
So we played Auburn, and no shit, Auburn starts the game on a 6-0 to 8-0 run. Horace Spencer catches it in transition, throws it behind the back passes before he falls out of bounds to Bryce Brown and a 3 on our bench side. And it extends the game to like an 8-0, 9-0 run to start out.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to go out there and high-five the guys, and it's Herb, and it might have been Alex Reese. and this is no lie, I couldn't hear the words coming out of my mouth.
It's so
Like,
loud.
it was so loud. It was like we all had this ghost look, too. Like, I was trying to, like, make eye contact, and it's like dead bodies. We ended up being beat by, like, 20-something that game. And this is no lie. It's because I think it's such an intimidation. You know, you don't get it's hard to get foul calls. The crowd is, you can't really hear what's going on. The
You
play
think
calls.
that affects a lot too, like
Oh
a referee? You think it could?
Absolutely.
Because of the crowd.
It's human nature, right? Like,
yeah.
everybody has a borderline people pleaser in them. So you got this crowd on your neck. Are you going to disappoint them with a charge or block call? You're going to do whatever appeases the crowd typically.
So they're like.
Now, unless it's black and white and it's an easy call, I feel like most of the time they're going to be like, no, I'm going to get this crowd amped up. Watch this party trick.
Auburn. I know this guy. I never got to go to college basketball.
You're lying to me.
Swear to God, no. My wife's went. They went to the SEC championship and all that. That's where that finger come from.
I cannot believe, which is a great tournament as well. I cannot believe you've never been.
Mm-mm. That was a great tournament.
They kicked tail.
Talk about, you got Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida. Florida could be anybody.
Yeah. I thought they were going to make it a lot further in the tournament.
Yeah, I did too. My bracket was busted, dude.
Bad.
Mississippi State, we were in Nashville, at a hardware show. Mississippi State beat us.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like football. It was just kind of, we'll
It's
get
a
y'all
juggernaut.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't y'all.
It's a juggernaut.
Mm-hmm. It was. There was about 6 teams there that was like,
Very highly
hell, they
competitive.
could go all the way.
100%.
But I think Alabama was in that too myself. Yeah, Kentucky beat them, is it 112 to 107 or something?
No, I think Kentucky scored 120. It was that high scoring. They
But
won
now
by...
Alabama was over 100, was they not?
Yeah, it was like 118, 122 to like 104.
Yeah, that's a lot of points.
That's a lot. It's a lot. You know what that is? Just no defense.
Alabama, man, when they're clicking, dude.
They can get scary, but it's also like I said, it's all about your path. And Alabama's been fortunate with who they played, and
They got the heart right now.
you can only play who's in front of you as well. But tournaments. That's what makes March Madness fun. Always will be. Is you never know who's gonna do it.
Mm-mm. I seen so many names too each year. It's like a new group of names. Where's Darko and Neek? You know what I mean?
I couldn't say that team's name to save my life. I finally heard it. Okay, do you know how it's pronounced?
No.
You ready? There's something that's just so messed up. Had to be a man that named it.
Is it like? Don't tell me it's Johnson High School or
No,
something.
it's Duquesne.
Duquesne.
I'm like, where is the K in that?
Yeah, it's what you do with
D-U-S-Q.
Quinese.
Yeah, it's D-U-S-Q-U-N-E.
Some Louisiana men, someone named that.
Someone that couldn't call it.
Is there some like a High Falls or something? There's like a weird. Dude, there's so many teams I'm like.
Where did they come from?
These people have never been on Auburn, Alabama schedule.
Never.
Because I try to watch all SEC basketball.
Yeah.
I really think college football is going to shit.
Really?
I do. I don't think. I can't lock it anymore with the NIL stuff, transfer. Now I'm not going to play in a bowl game because I'm not better myself. I mean, okay, that would be almost like, say, Sears going into this Final Four or whatever. Let's just say they already had UConn and Purdue picked.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Well, I ain't going to play.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
No, I mean, you still got third and fourth and...
Yeah, there's a lot that's still in line. You got your legacy.
College football's turning into a bunch of really babies, dude.
Yeah.
I mean...
Little prima donna stuff.
It is. It's stay with your team, man. These are the people that believed in you first.
100%.
Like, let's make this team good, you know. But it's like I don't know. I really think college football, and it ain't because we've had y'all are about to see it, man. Which we got to get into that. You were an Auburn fan before,
Yeah.
but I think we're really about to see. I think that's why Nick Saban jumped ship.
He said it. I mean, he said it, and it'll change exactly what he thought of football and his position, and I guess more than anything of like what went into his job. But like, I don't know how coaches do it now. I know they get paid, and people will say, "Well, they get paid X." I'm like, yeah, but imagine how much pressure goes into that X, where you're like, you're not even getting to like benefit from X, right?
Oh yeah, no, you're not.
Like, you might as well have no home or anything. You're on the road. We were talking about it. If you think about the schedule, right? So there used to be an off season of football in any sport, which has now been consumed by the transfer portal. So you're having to recruit these guys during what was supposed to be off season. There's normally now like a week to 2 week window, if that, of where you're typically off.
Yeah.
So you have the head coach, assistants who all make probably upper six figures, close to 7. But there's a lot of coaches that are barely clearing 70, 80.
Oh, for sure.
That are doing the same amount of hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how's that sustainable?
12-month job.
It is a 12-month job now.
Even though for us it's 5 months.
It's
or whatever.
yeah, if that. You know,
dude, you can even think about.
And then we're just grilling them, right? So we watch it for 4 or 5 months after they do all this work, and it's either
you would have to be sitting too, like say even for the basketball.
It's the same. Every sport now is turning that.
Yeah, I would have to sit down and watch video of Lawson Schaffer. Do I want to try this kid?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that would be the off season almost. It's like, do I want, and then I'd have to go back and watch you again. I'd have to go back and watch 10 other plays. I have to go back and watch you again.
10 other dudes too. While you're calling these other dudes that are in college, and you're like,
you're trying. You've got this guy over here. You're like, this is Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Like, I got to get him.
Yeah.
But Lawson Schaffer over here, he may, God Almighty, he may get in there and score 40 points. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it would be, dude. It would be so stressful.
I just don't know if it's worth the money.
I'd rather be happy, dude, than just.
The thing is, you I don't know. I just, in my mind, from what I've seen from like playing and what those guys and the families go through, your family is like
on the road all the time.
And they're just troopers. Like your wife's taking care of the kids 90 to 95% of the time.
Take them to school, get them home, homework. So
the wives are like the backbone of it. And
yeah, because nighttime hours too, dude.
Oh,
I mean, they would be.
You're cracking down film. So like that's one thing at that level too. People don't realize like you practice, but like you gotta go back and watch practice film like it's game film. Like what are we doing wrong? What can be changed? You gotta look at analytics and data. Like there's a lot that.
Coming on to the plays.
Yeah.
Who's going to start quarterback? I mean, all that stuff would have to be. I think a football team would be tip-top terrible.
It'd be miserable.
That's a lot of players to have to try to keep up with.
Yeah.
Not only are you getting everything like set up for next season as far as we're practicing or whatever, I get, so-and-so's tailback, blah, blah, blah. I still got to come up with all that. Plus, I'm trying to recruit. Plus, I'm trying to watch film. It wouldn't be worth it.
No. Then
unless you were an Auburn coach that gets fired.
That's right. That's the best thing.
I think I'd go in there 1 year and try. Really try.
Really hard.
Then I go in there the next year.
Year 2, we're going to take it to Cancun.
It's like, I don't give a shit, fellas. Who wants to play quarterback, raise your hand?
Somebody get out there and throw the ball. Boy, are you right or left-handed? You don't know who your players are.
See, that's my golf game, dude. I think I'm left-handed. But I've been too long right-handed. I got to try to stick it out.
That is so good.
We were, whenever you said that, it's like, oh yeah, we got to get into this. Because this is one of the things that even I wrote down. You were an Auburn fan.
Big one. Football.
But basketball.
I guess, at the time, Auburn and Alabama perennials when I was kind of growing up. I mean, you had 04 Alabama, but that was even before I really got involved with basketball. But my dad, the guy that he worked for, Mitch Smith, always had basketball tickets because Alabama, he was a booster, a donor.
Yeah.
So we go watch them basketball heavily, but big Auburn football. Like, we're down the hill for them. I mean, to me.
Did you take your shit down in your room or anything? Or
No.
Did you have any Auburn stuff?
I did. I never took it down. I mean, I had the BCS National Championships ticket. I had the jersey.
Did any have like any
Oh yeah,
players come over?
We came. I brought 4 or 5 of the guys home. 3 of the years to Rock the South, and they were like, "Man, I can't believe you were this big of an Auburn." I'm like, "Man, it's just you wouldn't understand."
That's so funny because I was thinking about that today. I was thinking,
But a lot of them don't really, like. We didn't really care. Like
yeah.
I don't know. Like it was almost like we're in our own world, right?
Yeah. At that point, you're friends. You're family.
Yeah. You just don't care. You don't think about it. But I remember. I mean, I still swear by it. I think Cam Newton's the best football player probably ever.
Dude, and just to go to the NFL and show out for just a little bit and just.
Which is crazy, right?
I don't understand.
How quick that can flare out.
He should have been like a Tom Brady, dude.
But I think it's his style of play that affected it. Because he utilized his legs so much.
I think Cam Newton could have really been on this. The quarterback for. Golly, dude. You got to think. I mean, that's endless almost on the teams that he might could have took to the national championship.
Oh, yeah.
We're a long ways. I mean, he might.
Imagine if Auburn had, let's just say Nick Marshall on that team. Because Nick Marshall also was a strong quarterback. Does that team even finish 8-4?
Nah.
8-5? I mean.
Auburn had a lot of luck with Marshall.
Oh, I remember.
Nick Marshall could throw a ball from Auburn to freaking Montgomery.
He couldn't read and under the
No,
knees.
he could not.
You remember that Georgia game that they threw the pass?
Somebody told me one time they thought, yeah, we were there, and he tips it.
That's right. Ricardo Lewis catches it.
Yeah.
Do you remember number 18? I can't think of his name. Sammy Coates?
Yes.
So Sammy
Coates was awesome.
Yeah, great player. If you look at the replay of that, Coates is wide open through the middle. You know, time wasn't expiring. They still had a little time left.
Yeah, they did. They had like 20 seconds.
Maybe.
20 seconds,
But like Nick Marshall just kind of says, eyes closed, we're going to get it there. Which he had a great deep ball. But like, if that pass, like Georgia just intercepts or knocks it in, you're like, Coates is wide open. But he never saw anything but 40 yards in deep there.
Wasn't it Coates that was, no, Adams. Adams was the dude.
Number 89, yeah.
That
He played with
Cam. Yeah, you know that South Carolina game at the SEC championship.
He was killing it.
Dude, right before halftime, there was just seconds. And he louned them up like 5 deep, 5 wide.
That's right.
And threw that thing up. He went up and got it.
That's right.
And I think it was something stupid that they were winning by.
Oh, they were beating them senseless.
Yeah.
It was bad. And I want to say what they say about the team was 1 or 2 guys played in the NFL. I know none of the linemen did, but I know Nick Fairley did.
Yeah.
Cam Newton. I think those are your only 2 guys that played.
Fairley was a lot of fun to watch too. He was almost like Burns for the NC State.
That's right. Entertainer. He loved it.
Yes, it's just he's out there loving the game.
But he was fuel to the team.
Oh, yeah,
He'd do the smallest thing, but he's going to make you feel like you're on top of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he had the back tip on Ingram that started the run. Do you remember? Alabama's beating Auburn real bad.
Yeah. It was like
27-0, or maybe.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was up there.
And
because Auburn won 28-27.
That's right, 27-0.
I'm trying to think of that guy too, Davis, maybe that caused the fumble. Somebody caused the fumble on. I know McElroy got sacked that one time. He dropped it right. Chris Davis? No, Chris Davis won and ran it back, but it was somebody. Someone's going. I can't remember who the wide receiver. It wasn't Julio, was it?
No.
That was going up the sideline and jumped and tipped that ball.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Mark Ingram was about to run it in.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure Fairley or somebody back tipped it.
Somebody did. They back tipped that ball, and that was the turnaround.
And then it
was the fire.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was the craziest game.
Man, I'll never forget those days.
That was the craziest comeback ever.
My wife was a senior at Auburn.
I bet those fun times to be at Auburn.
We were, we went to the first few games or whatever, and then Whitney was like, Cam Newton, my gosh, I hope I can run into him somewhere around campus, you know. Cam Newton.
He was, imagine if NIL was around when he was in school.
Ooh, yeah, that could have been dangerous.
Probably, but it's a multi-millionaire at the start.
Yeah. He would lay down sometimes, and I'll never forget too.
And you think it's hurt?
Yeah, it's like get up.
Please come.
Come on, Cam. Sit there.
No shit, baby. You got 4 seconds.
It was
Because he takes some hits.
Oh, he would. Yeah.
He wouldn't give up. He wouldn't give up for nothing.
No, he wouldn't.
It's like, dude, you're the quarterback. You're not the fullback.
And you can see those white teeth.
Yeah.
You know what? He's just smiling the whole time. And it's like, oh, he's okay. He's
The
fine.
fact that he didn't even dislocate his shoulder and think the way he'd dive into the end zone sometimes and reach out.
Reach out. And,
You know what I'm saying? How effort, like,
was it? You know what? I think it might have been Clemson in the regular season. No, LSU. You know, he broke like 9 tackles. I think he ended up breaking a tackle off one guy like 3 times. You know, it was just like, you know, he was waiting for
couldn't get him.
No, I bet
He's
he
shaking
ran.
dudes.
Dude, I bet he ran 200 yards.
Yeah, that one play
Back and forth.
yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, do you remember growing up, you had this one kid, you'd be playing tag football, whatever, in the backyard. It might be the littlest kid out there. It might be somebody's little brother that's 3 years younger. You could not touch him.
Yeah.
And it was almost like he was, by God, I'm just going to go back over here toward those so hell, he can't tackle me at this point. You know, got the, and man, Cam Newton lit Auburn up.
Yeah.
He'd stand up, like, you know, we'd be down, there was, 5 or 6 games we were down at halftime.
Oh, yeah.
Double digits. And
The
he'd
rally.
jump up on that wall at fourth quarter, you know,
Yeah.
swinging that towel. You're like, I don't give a damn. They can score 2 quick touchdowns. We're fisting to freaking win this thing.
It's crazy how good that guy was.
Momentum.
And how fortunate Auburn was to have, like, it's one player can do that for a program. And really, at that level, when you're talking about SEC football, it takes a special
person to be able to pull all that off.
100%.
Baba, was it Buddy Wall? What was that quarterback for Ole Miss that's supposed to be so good? They called him Sunshine. He kind of
Bo Wallace.
Bo Wallace.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the Ole Miss game, it was kind of like a clash between them two. You know, I feel like the Ole Miss fans were really thinking, oh, Bo will pull this out,
Yeah.
you know. And us Auburn people was like,
Yeah.
okay, Cam, you've been here. You know,
Kind of got our savior, yeah.
It's like God sent this guy straight down from heaven.
Thank God.
We were sitting at Whataburger in Gardendale one time. Yeah, no, not Cam Newton. I was sitting down at Whataburger with Jameis Winston's godfather.
Okay.
This was before Jameis.
Yeah.
And I worked with him on the railroad. And
Really?
Yeah, his godfather, you know, whatever. And we were sitting there, and he was big into sports. And he slid me his phone, which he had one of those big old phones like an iPad, you know.
Yeah.
And he said, I'll never forget, he said, this is a guy around here, they say I'm going to come to Auburn. I said, really? Yeah, it's just highlight clips of Cam junior college. I'm like, man, he looks really good. He's like, yeah, if we can get him, you know, whatever. Then we got him. So I worked with that guy for like half of that season. And he was like, every time something, you know, he went,
I
told you.
Yeah.
Told you.
He's probably thinking signing up to be a scout from that point on.
Huge Auburn fan.
Was he?
Yes, and then Jameis goes to Florida State.
Yeah.
And he goes to that championship.
He was a hell of a player.
I still blame him. The reason why he lost because he wore some Florida State shit because his godson was playing on Florida State, so I just blame it on him. So Harold Owen, if you're listening right now, it's your fault.
Harold.
We went into a little when Jameis was playing, we went in this little it's down in Bessemer or maybe Hueytown.
Yeah.
Around some of that little area. It's like a little seafood kind of a buffet kind of deal, hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
We went in there and there was this guy in front of me that was dressed all Florida State. I'm talking, he had the sweatpants, Florida State. You know,
this guy's either the coach or...
Yeah, something's going on. It's like, there's a huge Florida State fan right here in Hueytown or wherever, you know, it was. And then Harold came in behind me. Boy, they went to give him a hug and all. It was Jameson's uncle.
No way.
Yes, it was.
I'd be the biggest Florida State fan from that point on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, when it comes to kids.
That is so cool.
It was pretty neat. Do you still have anything, I mean, like, the university, are you still friends with any of the players? Are you friends with the players now?
Pretty close
Do you
with
still
everybody.
go back to Tuscaloosa to do much?
We actually, I just went back, the Tuesday before the SEC tournament, my boss and I got Oates a sport coat for coming talking to an event we did in Jasper and Walker County for the Alumni Association. And so we got him a sport coat. He wore it against Grand Canyon, which was around a 32 game. It was the red, the plaid one. It's kind of like the old Wimp Sanderson throwback. And
I played golf in front of Wimp Sanderson.
Did you?
Yes, yeah.
That's an interesting bird right there.
Mhm.
But, so I go back. I try to keep in touch. Like somebody asked me that today. I took a guy to lunch and said, "So do you have any connections to players?" I'm like, when we went back Tuesday, like Coach is on the guy. The other guys on the team are like, "I'm just some random white kid that like probably like Make-A-Wish showed up for practice or something." They're like, "What? Who is that kid? Why is he here?" And they're not supposed to know him by any means, but it was just funny because like in my mind, I feel like I'm somebody.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like,
you are somebody.
Not to those guys. They had no connection to. They're like, who the hell is that kid? But
so you still do like, you go back, you do different things.
Yeah. So recently got to do a play-by-play announcing for the
Was it more
university.
professional? Let's be honest.
It was a little more. Only what I was wearing was more professional.
Well, I know. I didn't even ask you to wear a quarter zip. I didn't even ask you to wear a quarter zip. When you got in here with that sweater, I was like, damn, I may have to lower that. Here I am all redneck.
That is so. Is he wearing a button up under that quarter zip too? That is so good.
What'd y'all do?
We
Terry Walker.
There he is.
You sit right there in that chair.
The people's champ.
Right there.
You want to be?
We've been waiting on Terry to arrive all
Now we can
night.
start the podcast. Do you want a beer?
Nah. So play by play.
Yeah, so got to do play-by-play. It's probably more nerve-wracking than playing. They're in the headset, they're like, hey, going live in 2019. You're just like trying
So
to...
where else is this hearing from? I mean, like, who else listens?
Oh, it's on SEC Network. I got my phone right here too, so I can like see the text. And as soon as it goes live, the first 4 minutes, I got a bunch of people text. My wife's like, "You're gonna have to speak up. Like, I love you to death, but you sound like a little kid." I'm like, "Damn." I'm nervous.
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
She's like, "You sound nervous." I'm like, "Yeah, 'cause I am." So I'm sounding like I feel. And so. Like the worst thing ever. So they do like key players of the game before it starts, right? You get, when you're watching it live, you see like the star players of the game, the statistics.
Sears.
Right. So they show Mark Sears, and we talk about Mark Sears. Well, Mark Sears gets the rebound, and I call him Mark Spears, and I'm like, I know the guy. Why did I?
You're working too much.
I'm like, why did I just call him Mark Spears? And so I was like, this is about to be horrible. I just ruined my life for accepting this thing. But
After hearing it so much, I'd probably be like, Scam Newton for 2 years. You know, the one that
you just hear stuff.
shit rolls through your mind. I know.
So
I called the
many
Holly
times.
Pond football game last year, dude.
It's
It was intense.
It is. It really is. They're about to hear everything.
They
I
are
say.
really serious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had people blowing up my phone like, "Hey, you need to quit screaming into the mic," and I'm like, well, "I'm excited for the tie."
I called that little Holly Pond deal, dude. The only real kids I really know is like people that I went to school with get.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, yeah, she's got a real sweet, you know, oh, so-and-so father, he's got a
You
real
loved
sweet
her
mama.
dad.
Yeah, she was the smartest girl in my grade. I cheated off perfect class. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, yeah.
That is.
But
so
they
good.
must have knew you, like, had the voice where, are you having to, like, call out, okay, well, so-and-so passes, so, was you the play-by-play, or was you just kind of...
Just a color commentator. So
Just
I just had
kinda-
to like kind of throw in some basketball knowledge and stuff. The guy I did it with was great, but it honestly flew by. Like once you got to the groove, probably the same way you felt. Like
Yeah,
once you
once
started
it got-
talking.
About halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You're like, okay, this ain't so bad.
I told my buddy, so like there's like this hospitality suite you kind of go into. I was like, you know, do you think it's frowned upon if I had like a double vodka with water? Like, he's like, well, how do you feel? I'm like, honestly, I feel like if I drink, I might throw up. Like I'm not over the nerves just yet. And he's like, well, I wouldn't do that. And I was like,
I'll take nothing to eat. Nothing to drink, just some water. Can be mine.
it'd be my thing too, where like I just get a fat tongue from drinking. You're like, yeah, that was a great proud. You're just-
That's something lay down.
It's like, and then they're like, are you loaded up right now?
It's so funny. I know what you're talking about though, because you're
Talk
like,
to
man,
you.
no matter what I say, you can't back up.
No, you're done, right?
Oh yeah, because like on here, I could just.
You can edit.
Oh yeah, I could go back. You can be like, man, I might already cut that a little bit or whatever, you know. And yeah,
It's
but
live. It is. It
That's
was brutal.
scary.
It was tougher than I
I
thought.
was
it
afraid
be.
I was gonna be like, damn it, man. Like, you know, they tackle him. you
Or
know.
like a hot mic situation where you're just shooting.
We were on the. Well, I was like you was, where I was kind of trying to keep the conversation going.
Gotcha.
You know, it was,
Yeah.
he's calling it out. You got trips right. You know, whatever.
You're trying to call out maybe something that he
Yeah,
didn't
I'm like,
see or.
that middle linebacker for them is pretty big. You know. You know what I'm saying? I really was kind of like that, and I could tell too. Then finally, I started kind
Getting loose with it.
of telling stories or
Good,
something.
yeah.
And I felt like I was blending in. Like I knew when to like stop talking.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, here goes so and so, and we're about to score the first touchdown, you know, or whatever. And I knew like to shut it.
Exactly.
But it is more nerve wracking knowing you're on live on the radio.
Yeah.
Like if he's on the radio right now, and he's like, dude, I gotta pee.
Now we're
You know,
done.
it's like,
All
I'll
right.
try to fill in, you know.
Peeing in a bucket. I
We're gonna
guess.
take a commercial break now. All right, we gotta get into this predictions.
Yep. The Bammer in me wants to say Alabama.
You can say it.
I'm going to say it. I think the Tide rolls. And I'm going to go NC State because I would like to play NC State more than
Me
Purdue.
and you both do, because the Terry's betting thing I got going on, or the Sweet 16 thing.
Yeah.
Having NC
He
State.
told me about that y'all do.
Mhm.
That's a great idea.
Underdog. I mean, no matter if you're underdog or whatever, but I've been underdogged every game.
Yeah, because
And
I guess
and my
NC
team's
State
won.
can't be favored, right?
I don't guess. I don't
No,
know.
they're getting about 9 or 9.5.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they're. I think they locked it
It's
in
12 now.
8.5 or something.
It's moved up
yeah.
to 12.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, last I saw.
Yeah.
Well, ESPN though said, okay, I watched the whole game, the last one, but it was only like a 23% chance that NC
That-
State won.
Yeah. And they.
So I mean, yeah, all that shit's out the
And
door.
I felt like
dude.
they
You
kicked
can't
Duke's
look.
tail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that was Terry's team. That was Duke. Actually, I think, what was it, 6.5?
Fan either, you know.
Yeah.
No, he's not. That, you know, I already told him all the drawing and stuff, and
I think that's an awesome idea, though. Like, you know, it's funny too. There's a guy I know that just does a Sweet 16 bracket, the same way you do like the full tournament. He does a Sweet
That's what I
16,
used to do. Yeah, you've done that before.
and it would blow your mind how many brackets. Like, they're not even close to being 100% on that, and you got 16 teams that you're choosing against.
yeah. There's a,
Like, even choosing a Sweet 16 draw, it's almost impossible to pick who's gonna win it all.
it really is, yeah, because it'd be NC State and UConn. NC State could win.
I mean, you would never pick that in a million years.
No, you wouldn't. I'm
NC
hoping Alabama and NC State goes to the championship. And as bad as I can say it, dude,
It'd be cool.
roll tide. I guess. That's not the first time I've ever said that, though.
It's somebody I saw a Barstool thing. It was like, what would an Alabama football fan trade for an Alabama like basketball championship? And some of the tweets are like, oh, we trade 3. Like
Really?
just for one.
You gotta think this is the history.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, the history.
Like, this
they
is a
never
once
made
in a
this far.
lifetime potential thing.
Mhm.
Like this might not ever happen again. You just never know. Like it's
No,
very
no,
hard to
it
get
may
to
not
this
in our
point.
lifetime.
You know,
You know what I mean? But
there's people that went through the Wimp Sanderson age, and that was great years that never saw a Final Four or Elite Eight. Like it is very difficult to
when
make.
those teams get in there, I don't really know if it matters if you're a 10 seed
It
or a
doesn't,
1 seed.
yeah. It's all
I
about
mean,
that night.
It's the heart, man.
It is. It's hard.
And feeling it. And,
Who shot falls and who doesn't.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on, dude. So
Yeah.
there we go. We got it. Alabama winning it all.
It was a pleasure. I appreciate you having me.
Man, dude. We're going to do this every year.
I love it.
March Madness.
As
We're
long
gonna
as
get-
Alabama's in the Final Four.
No, it won't matter. We'll talk crap about somebody or something. I feel like you'll still pick a team that you want to go.
I do Alabama every year.
Do you? But I mean, let's just say Alabama gets beaten. Right now, it's just NC State.
Yeah, I'll have somebody. NC State would probably be my team. Like
I'm an underdog.
I'm a
player.
big underdog.
Me and you both do.
Shake the world.
Mm-hmm. If Alabama don't win, I hope NC State does, and I hope Burns dunks it.
I hope Burns just kills it.
Or throws a 3-point hook shot out
He
there.
probably can
Something
make it.
crazy.
For Applebee's.
He might. That's a beautiful hook shot.
The guy's unreal.
Yes, it is. All right, Lawson Schaffer. Thanks, brother.
Thank you, brother.